Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Hakuoki Kyoto wins. And that's right, we just met one of our future boyfriends. We haven't gotten his warrior record's not available yet, but we met him. And technically, we did meet Ryoma. Thank you very much. Fuck you. That was him. I know it was him because I went into the gallery and that picture that we saw of him when he met up with us in the thing, so he gave us a fake name. So he's a bad guy, just like the guy at the end. So I don't know about the guy that comes up after Iba. I don't know. Anyway, before we knew it, evening had come, and Iba told us it was time for him to depart. Well, I guess that means goodbye for now, Spacey. Yeah, for now, hotness. Okay. God, he's pretty. His face seemed reluctant, if not a little forlorn, and he left the compound. I stared at him as he walked into the distance, until a small figure was removed from my eyes. Iba was a mysterious person, but a pretty one. Even if he was someone very important in upper class, he acted with integrity and kindness. Because upper class people are all dickheads, is that what you're saying? I mean... Yeah. Commanding a lot of respect from the captains of the Shinsengumi, I did not think there was a samurai like him in the shogunate. Yeah, there we go. Woo! He's officially romanceable now, I guess. Yeah. August. When do we, get more points with people? Come on. We've only got, I did not look up what those things were. I should do that later. August 1864. After the fight at the inn, I was able to leave the compound much more often. I suppose after what I'd done, Hijikata thought I earned a little more trust. I didn't feel like I did anything extraordinary, but I wasn't about to look a gift horse in the mouth. I was genuinely happy that the man, Hijikata, approved of me. On this particular day, I was out on patrol with Harada in the 10th Division. Excuse me, Harada? The Shinsengumi is out patrolling day and night, right? Yeah, that's right. What about it? But what exactly is it that you do? Most of the men in the Shinsengumi were intimidating, death-dealing titans, but Harada was a rare exception, warm and friendly. When have they not? I mean, some of them are a little gruff, but when have some of them are still warm and friendly. Hajime is a little quiet, but he's such a precious little snowflake, right? He's adorable. He's I'm just quiet, but whatever, I'm common. I could fucking kill you, but I'm not gonna. And what's his face? Okita is pretty fucking adorable. I'm oh, whatever, I'm a party guy. He's the guy that's buying shots. Okay, maybe that's just how I read them, but I don't think any of them are particularly. There's a couple, maybe that one dude is scary, but we can't romance him, so I'm not worried. And then there's the gruff guy who's a little more gruff. Shinpachi? Yeah, he's a little more, but he's still not. He's just a little more, rough around the edges. So, meh. But I don't think none of them seem scary to me. Glasses might be a little scary now. He's a little, he might be scary now just because, he's damaged goods and he feels bad about himself and but we like that. So, I mean, I don't know. Anyway. Well, I guess we do just about everything. Obviously, we arrest people who want to test out their swords or don't pay for their food. People who don't pay for food? And then there's those chumps who think they'll make a living leaning on the merchants. It wasn't really the answer I had expected. I guess the Shinsengumi's job is closer to a magistrate's than I thought. Thinking back, I remembered how excited they were during the raid. What they did at the inn was far more intense than their day-to-day works. They're basically fucking mall cops. So, a little further down the road, a couple of men in Shinsengumi blues were waving at us. Nagakura! I guess our separate rounds brought us to the same spot. There he is. Yeah, see, he's a little more what up? Yeah! Okay, he might be buying people shots, I guess. Get rid of my phone. It was beeping right in my face, and I just threw it and it bounced off my couch. And now it's on the phone. Okay, whatever. Hey there, Spacey! Find out anything about your dad? No, nothing today. Oh, come on, cheer up! There's always tomorrow, right? Yeah, yeah, you're right. There was something contagious about his optimism. Well, Shinpachi, you find anything exciting? No, nothing in particular, but the people on the street are acting busy, you know? I hadn't noticed it before, but he was right. They were acting strange, almost nervous. Yeah, it looks like they're getting ready to move. Here's the weird thing, right? So, you know, the Shinsengumi run around and they are lordless or whatever, but they're protecting the people. But the people are afraid of them. So this is like the weird thing. Like, this is like a weird, like, you know what I mean? They're basically like cops, right? Like, they're just like, whoa, hey, you didn't pay for that. I'm going to arrest you. And like, whatever. And like, is it because they really technically, but they do, like, didn't we go through and I don't know the terminology from back in the day, but like the judiciary thingy, the committee thing, whatever. So they do have somebody like kind of in charge of them, right? Like, I mean, they're not totally like, we just do what we want. Like one day they're like, you know what? It was nice protecting the people, but like, let's go murder some people. Let's go like pillage and shit. Yeah, woo! You know what I mean? It's not like, well, it's Friday. That means we gotta burn some shit. Like, they're not lawless. So I just don't quite get why the people hate them. I don't get it. Like, why they're afraid of them. I get it, like, normally, you know, you're like, oh, you serve a master, and now you guys don't, so you're like, wild stallions, but they're protecting the people and saving the city, and like, I mean, I guess after the raid, the people are like, okay, maybe they're not so bad. I get being kind of, like, scared of them, you know what I mean? Like, you're not just gonna, like, walk up to a cop and, like, punch him and be like, woo, I can do that, you know what I mean? Like, there's, like, a respect for, like, I am not gonna do certain shit, and, like, I'm gonna be like, la la la, I swear to God, I was only doing 46 miles an hour in the 45 mile an hour zone. And as soon as I'm past the cop, you're like, you know, or like, you know, you're doing 50 and you pass a cop and you're like, fuck, is he gonna be a dick today? Oh, you know, because you're doing something wrong, you know. So there's like that, like, you know, but I guess I just don't quite get it. Like I get the like, oh guys, make sure you're not looking suspicious while they're walking by. You know, misjudgment. But is it just because seriously, like, if you blink at them wrong, people are afraid they're gonna get their like heads whacked off? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't really think they don't seem the kind of guys who are like, they looked at me wrong, kill that guy. You know what? I don't like that color of your shirt, motherfucker. You're gonna like, you know what I mean? Like they seem like, hey, you actually did something wrong. You stole that lady's purse. You're going down. You know what I mean? Like I guess I need a little more of a backstory, I guess, or like maybe I need to comprehend the time period because I know nothing about it. But yeah. Anyway, you think maybe they're worried about getting caught in the middle of a war? What war? There wasn't a war, was there? Oh yeah, we didn't tell you yet, huh? Well, those Choshu bastards are showing up around Kyoto again. Hence our extra rounds. Well, we did give him a bloody nose at, Ikeda. I don't know why I want to, like, I see that and I want to say, like, Aikida. Like, IKEA! But that's not it. I don't know why I can't, like, my brain just wants to, like, you know how to pronounce, no, you don't. Like, Ikeda. I can't imagine they'll just stand around with some of their guys in the ground. Were the Choshu going to try something again? I mean, probably. Beats me. Kinda hard to tell at the moment. It doesn't matter anyway. We just do our job. The Choshu attack Kyoto. Well, we drive them back. Simple. They accepted their situation and never complained. Yeah, because they're probably like, yes! Maybe that's why the townsfolk are afraid. They're like, those guys are really bloodthirsty. So, like, the fact that they haven't stabbed anyone today, they're like ticking time bombs of stabby! I mean, I don't know. I don't see it, but they want to stab me in a different way, I'm sure, but whatever. Like, I had a good deal of respect for Harada and Nagakura. If they don't... Oh, they don't back off soon, we're probably going to be getting new orders all the way from the top. So, you think the Aizu will give you all orders? Yeah, they might ask us to join as part of the official shogunate troops. I want to say shogunate, but it's not. It's shogunate. Hey, you say te. But I can't. My brain doesn't want to do that. It wants to drop the E and pretend it doesn't exist. Ugh. Damn it, brain, get in Japanese mode. And then I keep getting them both mixed up with it. Because I see the S in the first, and I'm like, wait, let me stop. Shinpachi is the one on the right. I know that, but yet for some reason I see the S and I get confused. And then the fact that there's Spacey talking too, and I'm like, fuck, who am I? You know what, I now realize, like, I know I made comments before, like, I don't understand why people read visual novels and don't put voices to the characters. I understand now. They're like, I don't know who's talking, I'm just gonna read normal. Like, well, chances are this the only comment, blah, 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 and they just, like, read with, like, yeah. It's because they don't remember who's who either. They've played this game, and it's warped them. Because there's too many people in this. Well, chances like this only come every so often. Who knows when the next one will be? Want to join us? And I still don't have a voice for him. He's just going to be normal. He's just kind of normal. Because I can't get a read on him. And I feel like we already have, like, the quiet ones, and the boisterous one, and the kind of tough guy one, and, like, oh my god, the super high-pitched kid voice! But I can't, and, like, he's just got nothing. He's just, like, nothing. Sorry. I'm sorry, you're pretty and all, but I got nothing for you. Like, what? I was perplexed by his sudden invitation. Does this mean I could march as a member of the Shinsengumi? That sounds kind of cool. It seemed rather inappropriate for me to ask to participate just for curiosity's sake. Still, I very much hope to be helpful in some way. Could I perhaps do something like what I'd done at the Ikeda Inn? However, there's also the chance that I become a hindrance as opposed to helping them out. I want to, yeah. My mind was made up. I nodded to Harada. Hell yeah! Nah, I'm like, sure. I want to help. I'd like to participate and help in some way. All right. Thanks for letting me know. When the time comes, I'll be sure to back you up, so you could join us. Did we get a butterfly point with him? Nothing? No? Really? No? No? Nothing? Got nothing? Nothing at all? No butterfly points? Nothing? Whatever that fucking shit is? Several days later. Excuse me. I carefully lifted the serving platter with tea for the captains and made my way to the common room. God, my back hurts. Thanks. Thanks, Spacey. Man, it's like you're a servant or something. I mean, well, I was a page as far as everyone knew. The thought to correct him crossed my mind, but instead I stayed silent as I passed the tea out. Thank you, Yukamura. I feel bad asking you to do this. Oh, it's nothing. After all, I am Hijikata's page. I spoke barely above a whisper, but Inoue smiled and nodded at me. Inoue. Well, there we go. Oh, we mumble. It's fine. Okita took a sip of his tea, and a mild grimace flickered across his face. Is something wrong with the tea? Bitch, I'ma slap you, don't you? I made you tea! Ahem. The taste is fine, but it could be a little hotter. Maybe you're taking too long to pour it. But I guess I can expect this from you. I'm sorry, I'll make a new batch right away. Don't worry about it. I like it lukewarm. I can drink it immediately, right, Hajime? Sure, right. I guess lukewarm tea isn't bad on a hot day like today. Bitch, put some ice cubes in it. Iced tea. I invented it. Yeah, wait till it's cold. I call it iced tea. Fucking magic. I drink iced tea. Sorry. I like my shit cold. I don't know how people drink. I mean, like, you know, like hot coffee is fine and like hot tea is probably fine, but I don't understand how people drink like. I like my beverages at room temperature. Blech. I like my water room temperature. What's wrong with you? It was silent for a second before the door slid open and Kondo arrived with a stern look upon his face. Ow, bird, you can't claw my neck like that. Jesus. The Shinsengumi has received an official request from the Aizu domain. All available soldiers must begin preparations to move out immediately. Yeah! It seems the Aizu have finally noticed all the hard work we've been doing, men. He looked just as happy with the news as the rest of them. Apparently getting orders directly from the Aizu domain was an occasion for some excitement. Hijikata, however, was the lone exception. He always looks like that, though. He seriously... Oh, like, honey, just take a break, go to the bathroom, because you look constipated. Like, all the time. It's like, it hurts, man. Like, we don't have time for this shit. He swears. He's the only one that swears. I love him for that. Like you. You swear. You're like me. Just colorful. Stop patting each other on the back and get moving. We need to go now. The Choshu are already in Kyoto. We can't let them gain the upper hand on us. As Hijikata rebuked the men, the warriors all scattered sequentially to their stations. When it was only the captains and myself remaining in the room, Hijikata vented. What, so only when the Choshu attack Kyoto is everyone ready to go? This is bullshit. I love you so much. Thinking back at what happened at the Ikeda Inn, while the Shinsengumi were fighting hard, the Aizu domain was elsewhere, and came strolling in way later at the scene. Remembering that incident, I feel like I can understand Hijikata at least to some extent. Okita and Toto... Toto. You'll remain at headquarters. I doubt you'll like it, but, well, neither do I. Your injuries keep you from active duty, as do mine. He rubbed his left arm absently and looked away. Hey, speak for yourself. It's not like my injuries didn't recover or something. But I guess I'm not 100% either. So if you're telling me to sit this one out, I will. You're making a big deal out of nothing. It's just a scratch. Kondo's being a wuss. Okita acted as if he didn't hear Sanin at all, while Heisuke pouted. You're sure about that? All last night you were crying like a baby. You son of a bitch! Why you gotta rat me out? Is there even a heart in there, you old bastard? But you did scream like a baby, though, right? Right, Spacey? Hey! Don't ask her! Be nice if you could keep your mouth shut for once, you know? He glanced sideways at me. But Heisuke, it's true that your injury hasn't recovered. He had a scratch on his forehead. Like, oh my god. I mean, I'm sure it was like a head wound. And like, I mean, he's probably got a little like concussion going on there. But I mean, like, I think he's okay. I mean, I think the drama of like, don't die on me. It's like, dude, I cut my forehead. It's gushing, because like your face, you like any tiny little scratch on your face, like anywhere else, you're like, oh, I got a scratch, and on your face, it's like spurting blood, like you're gonna die because your face just bleeds the most out of anything. You know, like I'm sure he's okay. I think he's fine. Like it's been enough. It's been long enough that his concussion's gone. He should be fine. Like, Jesus, let's overreact a little more. His bangs hit the scar rather well, but it still looked painful. I mean, like, how bad was it? Did it go down to the bone? I mean, then yeah, okay, but like. I mean, seriously, he's like, well, I mean, I'm picking chunks of skull out of my scalp still. Like, Nagakura broke the awkward silence. Oh yeah, Spacey, you said you wanted to go with us if we got called in, right? Still up for that? Even though I told Harada that I was into the idea of joining them, it still seemed a little risky. Ah, yes. Well, I see no reason why not. After all, opportunities like this are seldom seen. For some reason, Kondo was easy to convince. I wasn't expecting him to be so easily swayed. What the hell? If she's tagging along, maybe it'd be a good idea for me to come too, right? You're still out of shape, though, right? You stay behind at the compound. Oh, that's true, though. So if you haven't been working, I mean, it's been like a week. Or no, it's probably been like a month. So, like, you've been out of commission, and you haven't, like, yeah, you get muscle atrophy. Okay, I can understand. But still, I think out of all of them, his injury was the least severe. But I'm just saying. That's awesome, Spacey. Points? Brownie points? Anything? Nothing? Are you sure it'll be alright? Hijikata and Sanin sighed at the sight of my reservations, which was understandable. We can't promise you won't get hurt, or worse. You should stay here. And do you wish to place undue burden on the Shinsengumi? We're not here to entertain you. Hey, glasses! Don't be a dick! Wait, actually, no, be a dick. I love it. Colonel Sanin, can I take that to mean... So long as she's not a burden, she's free to accompany us. I blinked. Saito standing up for me? I'm thinking, like, I feel like we're leaning toward him first. Like, he's always defending us. I don't know. I just feel like it might be easier to get in his kimono. Like, whatever. Pants. Because he's not wearing pants, I'm guessing. Maybe they are. I don't know. I think it'd be easier to fight in pants than, like, but... We're gonna get all up in his shit, is all I'm saying. And I think he might be the easiest one to get into. I mean, on top of. I mean, on his path. What? Never mind. You know. You dirty bitches know. Everybody watches these. Yeah! You like the debauchery. You come here for that shit. You know you do. Sanin seemed nearly as surprised as I was. You can't be saying you're actually in favor of bringing her along. Saito simply shrugged. He's like, I don't want to. I'm playing it cool, man. She was an asset at Ikeda. Not IKEA. Jesus. It hasn't been invented yet. And also, wrong country. Like, I only intended to point out that, judged by her actions, she's hardly proven to be a burden. Never in a million years would I have imagined that Saito might have a word of praise for me. Really? Because he seems really nice to us. My eyes grew wide with elation, and Kondo nodded in agreement. Excellent! I'll take full responsibility for your inclusion. That is, of course, if you still wish to participate. Senon still didn't seem convinced. He hates us. I looked around the room until my eyes met Okida's. Oh, I know! Or like, Saito's standing up. What does Okita think? Yeah, it's between the two of them. This is gonna be like down to the wire. Because so far, if those butterfly points mean anything, we got one for each of them, and that's it. I think it was Saito that we had one for. I think. I know we got one for him. Right? I'm pretty sure we got one for each of them. And I was, like, aiming for this bad boy. But, Hajime, I don't know. You two! You know, the other beautiful ones that we haven't seen yet. And, like, everything. But I feel like we gotta go down one of these guys past first, because we saw them first. And then the other guys, you know, whatever. But I just, yeah, I mean, they seem to be the top tier, right? I don't know what you guys are thinking, because again, I'm pre-recording all this shit, so you haven't seen the first episode. I'm going to be like 2 weeks into this before you even see the first episode, but like, you'll catch up to me. It's okay. Don't worry. I had some time I can't record, but anyway, we know this. Do whatever you want to do, so long as you get that we're going to a battle, not a party. Hey! I'll wear my fucking party dress if I want to, bitch. I can fight in it. It looked like I wasn't about to get any help from Okita, who looked nonplussed either way. Perhaps I'd be able to help them out, like I had during the battle of the Ikeda Inn. I started saying that right and I was going to correct myself. Jesus. I nodded. Yes, I'd like to participate. Booyah, we're awesome. After that, everything was a blur. As quickly as we could, we prepared for battle and marched to the Fushimi! Fushimi! I like saying Fushimi. I don't know why I love it. It's such a fun word. It's like waffles. You're like, waffles. Say waffles a few times. It's fun. Or idiot. Idiot is a great word. Idiot. Goddamn idiot. It's fun to say. Fushimi is one of those words. It's going on my list of fun things to say. Anyway. And march to the Fushimi Magistrate's office. Fushimi Magistrate's office? A government office that supervised the Fushimi Station and Yodo Riverbank, which was one of the 7 entrances to Kyoto. That's a lot of entrances to defend when, like, shit's attacking your city. I'm just saying. There were a number of the Kyoto Judiciary Commissioner's men gathered there as well, in preparation for the battle with the Choshu. Walking proudly in front of the men, Kondo approached the government official near the gate. I know it's like Kondo, and I know I'm not pronouncing it with the proper accent, but you know! Suck it up and suffer with me, okay? It's hard. We, the Shinsengumi, are reporting as requested by Lord Katamori Matsudaira, the Lieutenant General of the Aizu. Why do you have to keep bringing up this guy's name? Like, I swear to God, his name has been in, like, everything, and it's like, Katamori is not hard, but it's the Matsudaira. It's like I have to pause and stop, and like, the 9th generation, what did we say it was? Daimyo of the Aizu domain. I don't know if that's right. That could be wrong. I know. He holds the position of Kyoto Military Commander. We're gonna call him Cat from now on. Cat was the leader of the Aizu domain and also the Kyoto Military Commissioner, which made him a very important person. It just takes me a stop, pause, read his name, you know. His name would have been immediately recognized. The man standing near the gate looked slightly taken aback by the mention of the Shinsengumi. You were told to report here? We received no such orders. No, that didn't make any sense. What? Perhaps sensing my confusion, Saito leaned over and whispered under his breath. If they haven't received notice of our orders, lines of communication are likely in disarray. Or someone sent you a thing to get you to go here so that you'd be out of the fucking city. But we're in Kyoto still. But, like, it's a big city, right? Like, They got us out of the main center, and it's gonna take us 10 minutes to run back there. See what would happen if you had sports cars? You just jump in them, get there in like 2 seconds. That's all I'm saying. Wheels, man. They gotta invent it. Do you mean the Choshu is overpowering the Shogunate's forces? Not necessarily. However, I do suspect the enemy to be doing well. See, he loves us. He just talks to us like a person. Just beautiful. This could be tricky. The Judiciary Commissioner and the Military Commissioner had similar organizations, but they operate very differently. The Military Commissioner's office was under the jurisdiction of the Aizu domain, while the Kuwana domain controlled the Judiciary Commissioner. Domain governed... Okay. The Kuwana domain. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Whatever. Domain governed by... Sadaki Masu Daira. What? Come on. Smith. That's like Smith, apparently. I'm sure they're related. The Kyoto Judiciary Commissioner, Matsudaira, but the other guy's name is Kat, and this is Sadaki. Sadaki. Hold that longer, right? Because there's 2 A's. Anyway. Boop. I didn't fully understand the relationships between each domain, but so far as I knew, the Aizu and Kuwana weren't quite fond of one another. Interesting! But they have the same last name, don't they? But so are they, like, related? Or is it, like, Smith? Just don't know. Nonetheless, our assistance has been formally requested. You can only speak to your supervisor. It wouldn't make a difference. Now get! We have no use for Mibu's wolves. Mibu? Mibu. Wolves of Mibu. That's a cute word, too. Mibu. A nickname given to the men who would later become the Shinsengumi. It was both a reference to their reputation and an alternate spelling of Miburo, meaning Ronin of Mibu. I know that's not how you say it, but whatever. How terrible. And after they'd asked for the Shinsengumi's help, I felt Harada's hand on my shoulder and turned to look up at him. Forget about them. This isn't anything to make a fuss about. We get this sort of crap all the time. But this is so galling. I wasn't truly a member of the Shinsengumi, but even so, after living with the Shinsengumi men and watching how they worked, I couldn't bear to see how they were treated. That's adorable. Which is why this felt wrong to me. Everyone at the Shinsengumi has worked so hard to maintain peace in Kyoto. How could these people, who were supposed to be our allies, turn us away without a second thought? I have such a cramp in my back, I'm not even kidding. I appreciate the gesture, but I'm gonna need you to toughen up for me if you can. Hey! I'm being angry! You want me to cry or something? Like, if we throw a fit here, then we might hurt Aizu's reputation. You get it? Ow. The Kuwana would only need to complain that the Shinsengumi hadn't shown them proper respect to make trouble for the Aizu. All of the men, including Harada, understood what needed to be done, and they endured. There's nothing we can do here, Chief. We should leave the magistrate alone and meet with the Aizu domain's men on our own. Saito's suggestion to Kondo was rudely interrupted by Takeda. Oh yeah, this guy. You're so pretty, but you're a douche. Us? Leave? What's the point of ignoring a military command in the battlefield? Chief, everyone knows that messengers get delayed during war. Leaving now would be foolish. I think we should remain here on standby. If this location were a camp to which we were stationed, then maybe it'd be making sense. Unfortunately, it's not, and it would be wise for us to act in the best interest of the Shinsengumi. Do you dare oppose my opinion? An opinion, mind you, from the Shinsengumi's war counselor? Cool it. Saito brings up a good point. Kondo nodded deeply as he glanced at Saito. He may be short, but he's little and beautiful. There's you over there, 20 feet tall. We, the Shinsengumi, will officially look for the camp that the military commissioner is constructing. And with that, the Shinsengumi set off to find the soldiers of the Aizu domain. Night had fallen by the time we arrived at Kujo Beach. Kujo Beach, a location near what is now referred to as Kanjin Bridge on the Kamo River. After leaving the Fushimi magistrate's office, Fushimi, in Mibu. Some words are fun. We made for the Aizu Manor, Upon arriving, we relayed our previous encounter and asked for new orders. Aizu Domain residence, a Buddhist temple in Kyoto, used as a base for the Aizu Domain. The Shinsengumi rented a portion of the... Hold on. Konkai-ko-myo. Konkai-ko-myo? Konkai-ko-myo. Konkai-ko-myo. I can't say that faster than that. Every once in a while, when I'm reading Japanese, they use this, like, it's like the alliteration of the konkai-ko-myo. And it's konkai-kyo. And my brain can't process it. That's as fast as you're going to get that. In Kurotani. The alliteration kills me. It's like, my brain is like, no, I can't. The manor official we met, the manor official we met with directed us to go to Kujo Beach, which we did. I'm like, the manor official we met with I can't read. Okay, my brain is still fried from the whatever we just read. However, what? The Shinsengumi is to join us? We've received no such orders. I apologize, but could you speak with the commander at the Nagakura seemed to tolerate no more of this. The hell? He was the one who told us to come here, goddammit! You want to fuck us over, fine. But you're going to be disobeying a direct order from your superior, pal. You really want to do that? But please calm down. I don't know what you... The man flinched and shivered, then fell silent. Kondo did his best to assume a professional air, but there was no hiding his massive grin. I'd like to speak to your commanding officer. You think you might be able to take me to him? At last, after a great deal of trouble, we were allowed to remain with the troops at Kujo Beach. The chief and the captains left the rest of us to speak with the Aizu commanders. They returned sometime later, looking tired and drained. Inoue, who'd gone with them, also wore a bitter sort of half-smile. Well, it would seem that the men stationed here are reserves, and not the main force of their army. The main force has been commissioned to the defense of Hamagori Gate. Hamagori Gate, one of the western gates of the imperial estate, it is protected by the allied forces of Aizu, Kuwana, and the Satsuma. Satsuma. I always pronounce the T. Okay. They're treating the Shinsengumi like reserves? And then why the hell did they send us a message acting like this was some sort of emergency? We can't predict what might happen. Battle may soon approach us. There's little to do but wait. So, all we can do is wait? There was a chance that the call could there was a chance that the call could come from inside the house. I mean, at night. So the men stayed awake, ready to act. Just let us know if you need to rest a bit, Spacey. You're always welcome to sleep on my lap. Oh, hi. Wow, flirty. Oh, no, I'm fine. I wouldn't say no. He is pretty. I mean, he's kind of in the background. They don't really give us much chance to chat with him, but he's still one of the pretty ones. Harada laughed as I shook my head. It wouldn't be fair for me to be the one to sleep. Oh, girl. He's like, you can always put your head on my lap. He's flirting with you. I mean, we're in a Romancia Tome game. I just make the assumption. The men had to remain alert, anticipating that they could face death at any moment. I don't know. I think sleep would be a good thing to get, right? Anxiety wrapped around me until I slept near dawn. The men, however, were vigilant through the night. Even as I drifted in and out of consciousness, I could see them nearby, persisting against the night. I need my beauty sleep, goddammit. The break of dawn burned my eyes as I heard it. A cannon! The crack of a gunshot tore through the morning air, and in the distance I heard men shouting and the clang of metal. The fighting had begun. So here's the thing, like, I understand, like, we don't want to sleep, but then it's like, you're like, I'm so tired. You're gonna end up dead. I understand that if I wake up in the middle of the fighting like this, I'm gonna be groggy. But also, if you don't sleep at all, you're literally gonna pass out. I mean, adrenaline can only hold you for so long. You know what I mean? Being, like, awake with the adrenaline would be better than, like, half asleep with adrenaline. That's all I'm thinking. The captains looked at one another and nodded. It's time we left. God, my back hurts so bad. I'm trying so hard to, like, sit comfortably, but it's really bad. I stared at him for a moment, perhaps not yet fully awake, until I understood what he was saying. Right! With a quick nod, I readied myself to go, then... Stop! What do you think you're doing? We were ordered to stay here. Did you just tell me to stop? Even during our lengthy march the day before, I'd never seen Hijikata mad. Maybe because of his position as commander, he was afraid to express himself when his temper flared up. But it looked as if he reached his limit. Normally, he left the yelling to Nagakura and stayed patient when speaking with army officials. This time, however, he finally had enough. I thought your job here was to protect the imperial estate, but you'd rather sit on your fat ass. I love you so much because you swear. Imperial estate, the emperor's residence. We're here to stop those Choshu assholes from attacking. Tell me, what are the Choshu doing? But we haven't received any orders. Hijikata was in no mood for excuses. Damn. You know, you're kind of a bit of an, but you're getting up there. Like, you're kind of a bit of an asshole sometimes, but I like it. I like the gruff angriness. You should have the glasses. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you've got any kind of pride in your job, then forget your goddamn orders and move! Woo! Without even waiting for a response, Hijikata spun around and stalked off, fuming, and be like, also, we kinda don't answer to nobody. We ain't answering to nobody no how, motherfucker. We out. Well, where are we going? I didn't dare raise my voice above a whisper, but I asked Saito, who was walking near me. Look at those goddamn blue eyes. Can you just, I'm sorry, they're like fucking sapphires in his face. Like, there's always like blue eyes, but these are like fucking like goddamn jewels. I know it's just like the coloring in the game, but it's like, I just imagine them being like, they glowing, like the dark blue, but they glow, and you're like some kind of monster under there. Are you like a werewolf or something? Or like a vampire? Because your eyes glow. And it's beautiful. They're like deep pools of glowingness. Like, I've got a lot of other analogies, I'm sure, in my head somewhere. But to the enemy, which in this case means Hamagori Gate. Hamagori Gate? You mean where Aizu's main force is protecting, right? The battle at the gate is likely to be an intense one. You'd better prepare yourself. All right. I mean, I said I wanted to do this. Maybe you should have trained me a little bit. Were we being trained, like, all this time? I mean, I don't know. Like, did I miss that? Or did I forget about it? Like, I know we were like, we finally get to go out and we go on patrol with them and we cook and clean and make tea and, like, sweep the front and we're allowed to sweep outside and be seen by people, and all this shit. But, like, were we, like, learning anything at all during this? I mean, because, like, we have had some swordplay lessons, right? Like, we have some sword fighting lessons. We got some of it. Like, but, like, were we, like, maybe at all, they're like, hey, you want to join us? Do you think maybe you should have trained me a little bit? I mean, I ran into the fray, but I didn't do anything. I just, like, ran in there like a dumb fuck. I mean, I'm not saying. I made the choice. I made the choice to, like, run the fucking... I mean, we could have just scoped it out. But, like, I mean, she ran in there, but I would have made the choice to run the fuck in there. Don't get me wrong. Like, no. We're gonna be tough. We're gonna run in there. But she didn't do anything. It's not like, wow, my sword skills are awesome. Your sword skills are okay. But, like, they're not as good as the Shinsengumi, which is fine. I mean, we expect that. So, like, all the Choshu peeps, they're not as good. So we're gonna get stabbed first, is what I'm saying. So I'm just thinking that in the months we've been with them, they should have been like, hey, let's have some sparring practice. Let's train you up a little bit while you're here. Might as well make you useful. Like, could we have at least gotten some backstory that happened? Because I feel very concerned of why we're like, yeah, I'll join. Why did I volunteer to join? What was I thinking? I wasn't thinking through this. I didn't think through this, and they shouldn't have given me this option. Oh my god, we're gonna die. Well, Hijikata's fury seemed to rouse the Aizu's reserve, who up to this point seemed flustered by the threat of conflict, watching the Shinsengumi march. At the end, they followed the Shinsengumi to the Hamagori Gate. Before long, we'd arrived. Oh man, such a pretty gate, and look what you did to it. You, like, busted up the fence. I mean, okay, the fence can be fixed. At least, like, you left the gate, like, pretty. Look at that architecture. Isn't that fucking amazing? We don't get shit like that. We, like, slap some doors on a fence, and we're like, that's a gate! It's like, no, it's not a gate. That's a gate! That's some pretty shit. That's nice. Look at that. Look at that woodworking. Look at that carving. Look at that detention of I know it's just a drawing, but I'm just saying that's what it would probably actually look like. And like you come to like the U.S. and you're like, "Where's your nice gate?" You're like, "We got nothing." Got like a stick that comes down on a gate on a bridge. Like it's just nothing. Nothing is fancy. Like, we're like, meh. And you know, chances are, especially like a bridge, if we build a bridge, like, it's gonna fall down. I'm just saying. Like, did we build it to last? No, we built it for whatever was cheapest. So when it falls down and someone dies, we're like, oh shit. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh, we're cute. What the fuck? I fixed it. There you go. The gate was pockmarked with scores of bullets, and everywhere dead and dying soldiers littered the ground. The acrid stink of firearms hung in the air. Oh, we just brought a katana to a fuck it. What's our weapon called? I forgot. But anyway, we just brought a butter knife to a fucking cannon fight. I'm worried. Even though I tried to prepare myself mentally for what lay before me, my heart shattered from the traces of war occurring ahead. The enemy, however, was nowhere to be seen. We'd arrived too late. The battle was already over. Good, because we were not prepared for this. After a moment of stunned silence, several of our men were dispatched by Hijikata to determine what happened. Then Kondo sighed. What are the Choshu thinking? They've raided the imperial estate. I find it difficult to know what they're doing. How do they claim to be an imperialist domain? Kondo simply nodded. The Choshu defined themselves as among those who revered the emperor, yet they attacked his home? It didn't make any sense to me either. Nevertheless, the damage was done. We're gonna attack his home to kidnap him, right? Isn't that what they were doing? So, I mean, like, that kind of, I guess. I mean, right? I was in the middle of pondering their reasons when Saito returned to me. Oh, he's like a boomerang. He just goes off and comes right back. It's beautiful. It appears the Choshu attacked Hamagori in the early morning, but were repelled by the combined forces of the Aizu and Satsuma. Satsuma Domain, a domain governed by an opposition daimyo. Is it Mio or... Yeah, named Shimazu. They initially supported imperial unification, but they eventually allied with Choshu in the interest of removing the shogun. Wait a minute. They initially support... But they eventually... Oh, wait. So, are we saying the Satsuma domain, right, was like, oh, we repelled them, and then they go join them? Just spoilers? I mean, this might be, like, actual factual stuff. I don't know. I do not know, but I'm just saying. I'm sure these people are, but I'm just saying, like, the forces standing against them were too much for the Choshu, who were forced to retreat. The corner of Hijikata's mouth curled into a grin. Like, oh! So, Satsuma's helping Aizu now, are they? Times sure are changing. Considering their less than friendly past, it would seem the Choshu became their common foe. Huh. The Satsuma and Aizu domains hadn't been on the best of terms. I thought that they outsmarted the family domain and allied with the imperial court to expel foreigners. Family domain, a domain ruled by a son of the Tokugawa clan. Haha. However, I recall my father telling me that they were not much different than the Choshu. Unlike the Choshu, however, they'd gone to war with a foreign force and suffered a devastating loss. Following their defeat, I learned that the Satsuma began to reconsider their nationalistic stance. However, these were only rumors, and what had come to pass had yet to be fully determined. Okay, so we don't know what side they're on, is basically what we're saying here. Okay. Hijikata. Supposedly, there's still some of those Choshu bastards fighting over the Kuge Gate. Kuge Gate, a location now referred to as the Inui Gate at the Matsuyama Castle. Masuyama Castle. I always want to pronounce the T, and I don't think you do in most of them. I don't know. Some words maybe you do. I don't know. These are all new words to me, goddammit. Hey! That's Susumu, isn't it? Isn't it? Doesn't it look like him? It does. Why do they make him look just like that dude? Oh no, he's got longer hair in the back. But doesn't it look like him? Looks like Satsuma. Satsuma. Whatever. You know, the other dude. The quiet one with the short hair, and them just like, yeah, that guy. They were like, we're just gonna use his sprite and we're just gonna sort of change it up. Anyway. Hijikata's expression changed as he considered Harada's words, but before he could open his mouth to speak, Yamazaki appeared. Oh, no, it is. Okay, yeah. But then I was like, why is he wearing all black? Like he's a bad guy. We're wearing white, we're the good guys, he's wearing black like he's a bad guy, I don't know. Yamazaki appeared. Commander, we believe the men who led this raid are headed for Mount... Tenno? Something like that. With the thing, and I can't figure it out. Anyway, that mountain. An important, heavily traveled location in the southern part of Kyoto. It is adjacent to the Setsu province. It's Setsu province. Pause when there's an extra T. That must be the weirdest word written out because the double letter when you have the next letter, so this T, you use the tiny little su. The little one. And then you'd have a big one right after it, so it would look really fucking confusing when you wrote that out. In hiragana. Anyway, that's weird. I'm imagining it in my head, and it's like Suception. A little Sue and a big Sue. I'm sorry. Anyway. Whatever, that mountain. I can't say that right. No. But I don't know how you... Is it just a pause when there's the... I don't know. Tenno? Whatever. Was located between Kyoto and Osaka. Supposedly, they're in the middle of escaping from Fushimi toward Osaka. Osaka. After hearing the report from both Harada and Yamazaki, Hijikata contemplated deeply. I can say, like, Hijikata when I see it now because I've said it enough times, but, like, I have to pause every time when I get a new one. Like, Yamazaki. Right. We haven't seen his name enough for me to... There's too many words in here. This is so hard. This taxes my brain. Although Kondo is recognized as the formal head of the Shinsengumi, I'd learned from everyone that all major decisions were deferred to Hijikata. This was no exception, and I could see that all eyes were on him. He was silent for a few moments, and then I saw his mouth curve in a small smile. Looks like our work's cut out for us, boys. Yeah, I'm one of the boys. Harada, take your men to Kuge Gate to deal with those Choshu bastards. Sure thing, boss. Saito, Yamazaki, I want you to figure out what the situation is here. Hold Hamagori Gate. As you wish. Got it. He's supposed to be out, like, but he's like, got it. Shrek, got it. I'm gonna be quiet. He's got a quiet voice, right? This is what we decided. I haven't quite gotten his. We'll figure it out. Like, some of them I can't quite get there yet. We gotta know him a little bit better, but anyway. Your job's a tough one, Chief. I know this is a bitch. I just don't think they had these words back then, and it's just funny every time I mean, like, obviously, like, I know we gotta modernize the language a little bit so that we can read it, because otherwise it'd be like reading Shakespeare, and you're like, I just don't, this is what? Thouest thine goeth to thine gateth. I'm like, no, Shakespeare's way worse than that, but, you know what I mean? But it's still funny, it was like, what a bitch this fucking shit is, yo. And you're like, is it legit? You're like, it's hilarious. I love it because it does take me out a little bit of the game when they do the swear, because I'm like, because I find it amusing and I love it so much. I just love it so much that he seems all tough and kind of gruff and he's a little like whatever, but then he's like, fuck. And you're like, I love you so much because you just don't seem like the type and yet you are. Oh my God. If Glasses starts swearing, I'm just going to be like, I'm done. Like, I can't. It's great. I love it so much. I know this is a bitch, but I want you to speak with the Aizu bigwigs about a punitive expedition. So, punitive expedition for the Choshu, right? Some of those bastards are headed for Tenno. We'll go with Tenno. That's where I'm going with. Someone's going to correct me, but it'll be long gone and we'll never have to say that word again. But anyway. But others will run around and cause trouble. If we're going to go after them, then we'll need to leave Kyoto, and only you can get us those papers. The Shinsengumi were entrusted with the protection of Kyoto, and if this war was for aiding the Aizu, then they had to do more than just guard the gate. Leaving our post, however, to chase after the Choshu troops meant that we needed permission from the military commissioner, meaning the Aizu. Oh, that's so cute. They're like, we have to get permission, Elite. Can you go get us passport? I see. If it's the chief of the Shinsengumi, the commissioner's office will listen to what we want. After what we'd gone through the day before, I didn't imagine Kondo's task would be an easy one. Still, if the representative was anyone other than Kondo, the Aizu would be unlikely to grant the request, let alone entertain the notion of a meeting. Again, I want you to go with him. Somebody has to keep an eye on our chief, all right? Of course, I'll do my best, Commander. You're such a cute little old man. Little Mr. Miyagi over there. But why is his head so square? Like, the top of his head is so giant. Like, I feel like he's... Like, doesn't it seem like a little bit too wide? Like, I know he's bald, but like, kind of normal size head. Gave him like an alien head. Another laugh ran through the soldiers, and Kondo's mouth twisted into a wry sort of grin. They're all adorable. Don't you just love me? You're like, oh, look at you, gruff, tough, bloodthirsty bastards. So cute. Control your cheeks. Perhaps he chose not to deny it because he knew he might go a little crazy. The rest of you are coming with me to Tenno. Tenno. Tenno? Tenno. No. No. As for you, he looked directly at me. I wasn't a warrior, nor did I have political ties. Hijikata didn't know what to do with me. Suddenly, I felt very much like dead weight. I thought she was going to say, I really almost read that as a... Suddenly, I felt like a dead woman. I mean, you can't go with Kondo, but other than that, it's up to you. All right? Oh, who am I going with? Kondo was meeting with the leaders of the Aizu. If I joined him, there would be nothing for me. I had many options for what I could do. Hijikata would be pursuing the leaders of the Choshu attack toward the Tenno Mountains. Tenno Mountain, yeah. Saito would be staying at Hamagori Gate to protect it and to gather information. Harada and his men would be going to Kugi Gate to stop the attack of the Imperial Estate. Thank God she fucking... We're gonna stay here. The question is, where would I go? Even though... Okay, if we go to the mountain, right, that's like... Hijikata. We're getting a little closer to him, right? We go to Kuge Gate, we're going, and we could possibly get closer to Susumu, I guess, because we really have no options. There's, like, really nothing for him. Like, at all. Or, what's his face? Sonosuke? Is that his name? Is that? I can't remember. You know, Hanamura. Is that his name? No. What's his name? I don't remember. You know, the other guy that I don't know a voice for, and I barely fucking remember his name, but he's kind of pretty and he's nice to us. That one. You know. That guy. Red hair. You know. Him. We go get closer to him. But we stay here. Hajime. Like, hi. You and... What's his face? Okita. Yeah, I'm finally getting used to his name after, what are we on, like the 35th part? Jesus. Anyway. Yeah, they're kind of like our top tiers right now. They're our top two, and I believe... You know what the funny part is? I'm looking at the cover. Iba is on the cover. You know, guy who... Ryuma, who fucked his... Like, it's Ryuma, right? Yeah, I think that was his name. You know, with the mole that gave us Ume as his name and like whatever the fuck he told us his name was. He's on the cover. Oh, he's got a gun in his hand. And then there's someone, I can't figure out who the other guy is because he's making a scary face. And then Hijikata. It's funny that our other two boys are not on the cover. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. I'm looking at the back. That guy's got like, which one is that? Like, it's so tiny. I'm trying to see. I don't know why I was just, my brain was thinking like Saito and Okita were like, I don't know why they're not like top, like they're the ones that you should go, because they're like the, like, I don't know. I'm drawn to them the most, so we're gonna stay here and we're gonna romance one of our potential boys, because I mean, I know we should do different things, but like now we're at the point where like it's not like what do I do, yes or no? It's like where I go is really going to help me possibly ingrain myself to one of these men more. So. Now, if it was a choice between Okita and Saito, I don't know what the fuck I would do, because it's like, I don't know. Either one of them. I decided to remain at Hamagori Gate with Saito. Yeah, because we love him a little bit. Before long, the rest of the Shinsengumi was gone, and it was time for us to begin our own mission. You might be the easiest one to get in bed with first. I mean, date first. I mean, whatever. You know what I'm just saying? First, we must speak with the Aizu on behalf of the Shinsengumi. In all the excitement, I completely forgot that the Shinsengumi were ordered to stay with the reserves. Instead, we'd chosen to march into battle. Saito was probably right to try and smooth things over with the Aizu as soon as possible. Oh, Susumu's staying with us? If you like, I can take care of that. He's got a quiet voice. If you like, I can take care of that. Oh, that's right. He's got a quiet, deeper voice. Quiet, deeper voice. He reminds me of a character in an anime that I started watching, but I'm watching it in English, not in Japanese, and I do love the English voices. But he just reminds me of that character. There's just something about him that I was like, I just picture him having that voice. Like, it's quiet and deep. I don't really talk much. Say a few things. That's just why that kind of propped into me. So I don't know. He could totally not be that person, but that's where he is now. Anyway. I imagine recent events have thrown their commanders into confusion. They shouldn't impede us. Okay, then I'll leave that task to you, Yamazaki. Send word for me if you encounter any difficulty. I think it needs to be a little bit deeper. I gotta get a little bit. I gotta get a little. I gotta deep into my man voice. I'm a man. Got a man voice. Yeah. Then we can get angry. No. Like, you know, when Spacey's hurt and he's yelling to save it. I'm pre-prepping. It's okay. Yamazaki bowed once, then turned on his heel and disappeared. I just really wish we had just given one of them like a super like, oh my god, you're so great. There's no other chicks in this. There is one. There's a princess girl somewhere. The area near the Hamagori gate was filled with warriors. I could see some men from the Aizu domain, and perhaps some men from the Satsuma as well. They appeared to be arguing over something. We'd been looking around the area to get the lay of the land when we sensed something unpleasant and went to investigate. That was when we found the confrontation between the Aizu and the Satsuma. Uh-oh. What are they arguing about? I assume it's over who will take credit for this battle. How petty. Oh. The words were barely out of my mouth when one of the Satsuma men noticed us. Oh. Oh! How dare you! Wait, is this the Shinsengumi? Really? You know they're a bunch of filthy peasants, right? Hear that, boys? The Aizu are too scared to fight if they don't have some Ronin bums to back them up. I don't know if that was the same guy. I wasn't paying attention. What? I could see the faces of the Shinsengumi stiffen, and more than one hand moved toward a sword. So what? You can only be like fucking like a samurai warrior if you're like a rich dude? That's like fucking prejudice. Like fucking 1%ers. Screw you, man! I'm better than you because I'm whatever, I worked harder. You just got handed your fucking sword like you're fucking phenomenal or something. Saito, however, was as implacable as ever. Ignore them. You have a job to do. He swept his cool gaze slowly over the men, looking each man in the eye. They shifted restlessly, but their hands dropped from their swords, and this is why he's in charge. Hey, Satsuma, you son of a bitch! Satsuma. How dare you mock us, Aizu! His face was bright red and his sword shook as he held it at the ready. If something wasn't done soon, that sword was likely to start spilling blood. This guy's scary. He doesn't have any eyebrows. That's what makes him scary. I just realized, I was like, this guy's kind of scary. And then I glanced back up and I'm like, he ain't got no eyebrows. That's why he's scary. Before anyone from the Satsuma could respond, a tall man stepped through them and out into the space between the two factions. What? You'll face me? Taste my steel! With a yell, the soldier threw himself forward, raising his sword to anticipate a deadly cut. Saito dashed forward, almost too fast to see, and stopped before the charging man. Stop. He's far too strong for you. I apologize for the trouble we caused at the inn. I believe I had a duel with a boy named Toto. just call him Toto from now on. Not even gonna try, just because it's funnier. If his injury hasn't healed yet, please tell him that I apologize for not showing more restraint. It was you who defeated Toto, then. Yes, I suppose that would fit. If Saito had even heard the man's apology, he showed no sign of it. I imagine the Satsuma sent you to the inn as spies to learn what the Choshu were planning. The man simply shrugged and tilted his head to the side, almost quizzically. He's not one of our romancy bros, is he? Because, like, he's got no eyebrows, so he scares me. I don't want to. Saito took a step toward him. Oh. Ah! The tip of Saito's sword was only a hair's breadth from the man's forehead. He drew it so fast I saw no blur of silver as it left the scabbard, because he's fucking amazeballs, right? Unperturbed, the man glanced down at Saito. Yeah, because he's like 4 feet tall. It's adorable. The Shinsengumi has unfinished business with you. Maybe not today, but Toto will have his revenge. Perhaps, but I have no reason to fight the Shinsengumi today. He replied as calmly as if they'd been enjoying tea together. Saito said nothing, and his sword did not move. Those eyes. Was Saito really that angry? I could certainly see why he would have been, but this was not the time to settle grudges. Still, he was a tough man to read. What was I to do? Trust him? Saito was also well aware of his duties and was not the sort of man to allow emotion to compromise his decision, as shown by his ordering his men to stand down after being grievously insulted. Grievously insulted. I didn't know what it was, but he had a plan. Look at that smirk on his face. He must have somehow sensed my decision, because for a moment his eyes flicked to me and he smiled. Yeah! Bitch! Woo! I like the butterfly points. I like them! I guess there are other decisions that we can make that maybe give us points to other people. That maybe we haven't chosen. Or maybe there's only a few of these points. You know what I mean? Like this. Trust him, don't trust him. Dude! He knows better what he doing than I do. Okay? I'm not his mama. I want to be his lady friend. We're going to be like, look, you the master of the sword. I'ma trust you. Because you whip that shit out. And you're like an inch from his forehead like, I could fucking kill you. And you never would have saw it coming. Because you didn't see it coming. And you're acting all like whatever, like you cool. But you ain't cool. You know it. You sweating underneath. We trust him. If he has that much control to be able to whip that shit out. I mean his sword, not other... Girls. Dirty minds. And get it with that close to that guy's forehead, like in an instant. And not, like, cut a bitch. Yeah, we're gonna trust him. There was no question on that. I have no interest in escalating the situation. Our goals are the same. However, we cannot overlook any further insults. If you persist, then the Aizu domain and the Shinsengumi will have no choice but to take action. A tall man from the Satsuma nodded deeply. It is true our speech and conduct was unbecoming. My apologies on behalf of the Satsuma domain. So we don't know, they're kind of like iffy motherfuckers. Saito returned the man's nod and slid his sword back into its scabbard. The Satsuma men seemed displeased with how things turned out, but whoever the tall man was, none of them dared to speak out against him. Now I understood what Saito had intended to do. By forcing the Satsuma to apologize, he had allowed the Aizu to save face. By directly confronting the issue, he'd been able to avoid any bloodshed. Because the Satsuma man understood his intentions, he apologized. Regardless, I couldn't help but sigh, relieved that we avoided another pointless fight. I also hope to avoid a conflict. I'm grateful to you for stepping down. He bowed deeply. Kujo. Okay, my name is Kujo Hamagori. I pray that we'll be able to work together when next we meet. Kujo Hamagori, a highly skilled individual connected to the Satsuma domain. I know I said Satsuma domain. He specializes in barehanded combat, and he possesses power and skill above many members of the Shinsengumi. Well, he's tough. And that's why he has no fucking eyebrows. Why does he have no eyebrows? His introduction finished, he turned and walked slowly back through the ranks of the Satsuma, towering above them as he went. Which is adorable, because you know he's like fucking 6 feet tall, and he's over here like 5'2". Like, I love him, he's adorable, he's little. He's little and tough, he's like... Saito... You never intended to fight him, did you? There was a short silence. Saito looked coiled inside himself, staring in the direction Hamagori walked towards before speaking. I know we're over, but I'd hoped that the display of my whatever would be enough to dissuade him. Ei? Ei? E-I. 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 E-I? E-I. I can't do it, though. My brain has to stop and think it every time, but there you go. But it seems he saw right through my ruse. Huh? Saito practiced Iai, a sword style that focused on drawing a blade and striking in a single stroke. Hamagori made no attempt to dodge his blow. How would he have known that Saito intended to stop just before the blow landed? The Satsuma commands some very dangerous men. If they're not men of reason as well, we would already be dead if they were not. Okay. I wasn't sure if Saito was talking to me or himself, and before I could ask, he turned and walked away. We returned to the Hamagori gate to await Yamazaka's return, but there was little else to do. After that incident, there were no battles. However, the tension remained unabated. Was it possible for the Satsuma and Aizu to find a common ground and coexist peacefully? It seemed like imagining such a world would be an impossible dream. Okay, perfect place to stop. We're like way over time. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys. Don't read ahead. Stop reading. Stop reading that text. I see you reading the text. I know you're reading the text. Don't you read that text? Kidding. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.